Aloha! So this is a walking talking video, as most of them are, and I'm going to explain to you how I managed to go from that to that, which is 5 kilos lighter in a space of time. So I think I was dieting from July last year to November. I think beginning of July to beginning of November. I had a shoot planned, and to be fair, I did kind of fanny around a little bit at the beginning. Lots of different life things happened, and it was kind of off to a bit of a shaky start, but I was really happy with the result. And I think one of the main things was I had a coach, so I was accountable to somebody else. Obviously I'm a fitness coach and that is my profession, but it always helps to have someone that you're accountable to as well. And so we trained 3 times a week, which is the same that I do for my clients, and there wasn't that much of an emphasis on steps, but obviously we know that most of it is nutrition, so making sure that you're in a calorie deficit and then supplementing that. So I think a couple of weeks before my shoot I was doing like a daily run, which was so good and so fun. It was like November, so well, it was like the end of October and it was so dark and rainy, but it just felt good to be out and running, like even if it was spitting or raining or whatever. And yeah, I think it was just nice going through the process, because it is something that I do with my clients. I put them through a pretty similar process, a little bit less intense in some ways, especially if they are beginners, but you know, it's nice to put yourself in that position to be like, okay, what can I learn from this experience? And obviously I've done it before, but I think I got down to my lowest weight that I've been at as an adult, which was interesting. And it helps you to learn things about your body as well. So one of the things that happened was that my glutes disappeared quite a lot, and that wasn't what I wanted. But sometimes there is a bit of a sacrifice in gaining something. So I gained some abs but lost my ass, which was not what I planned for, but at least you know, like it's just one of those things. And then yeah, I think since the shoot actually my body's been in quite good condition. Like I'm really happy with where I'm at physique wise at the minute. I'm going to do a bit of a cut with my friend and coach Tom over the next 8 weeks, which is where we start to scale down what we're eating calorie wise leading up to a shoot. And it's just nice to have these little pivotal points to think, okay, this is what I'm working towards, this is where I want to be at that point, and just to set yourself little challenges, because you know I love training, but if I'm like what's the word, not unsupervised, but it's, you know, it's very easy to sit down and eat loads of food and to overeat, because food is tasty and it's so accessible where we live, but you know, it doesn't have to be that way, and there can be these little things that stop you from doing that, and then they give you periods of time to be a bit more relaxed as well. And I think that doing it that way just always means that my physique is the best that it can be. So today I'm just gonna go and train, so I'm getting the train to my gym, and then I'm gonna go and watch a football in a pub after, which would be fun. But yeah, that's the day's plan.
Do you want to lose 10 to 20 kg this year for good? Don't do any of those fad diets. Dukan, Cambridge, keto. You need to learn how to eat the things you enjoy to get and stay in shape. This might include eating out, it might include chocolate, it might include alcohol. Stop over-restricting and get the weight gone once and for all. If you want sustainable results this year, drop me a follow to learn more about what I do.
So instead of bringing you and showing you my workouts stay exactly the same. I just did the same thing again, like looking somewhere else rather than camera. So what I'll do is just talk you through how I'm feeling while I'm doing all of them. So the squat racks usually get really busy. So when it's free, if I've got to use a squat rack, I like try and jump in there really quickly. So I've done my pause Romanian deadlifts. So I'm on 70 now, which still feels like, because it's like, my knee issue and everything, I'm always really sensitive with my legs and my knees. So that's why we're doing pause deadlifts rather than just full ones. It means you're not putting too much pressure on the knee. So I've done those, and then I'm just doing the hip abductor. So you can see my feet. I'm not sure if it's supposed to like film in here. I don't think you are, so I'm trying to keep it on the down low. And there was this little cushion thing behind me, which is great, because I think a lot of the time, especially for us smaller ladies, it's kind of hard to know whether you're supposed to be leaning forward or sitting back on the chair when it feels like it's too big for you. But someone had this little cushion thing in there, which makes a massive difference. Although if you're in doubt, sit right back and you'll feel your abductors working so much harder. So I've just done doing hip thrusts, and they just always take loads of it out of me. I just feel knackered. I've only got one more set to do. Full day, I think, is worse than a push day, because I don't know, it just takes some inner strength. There's all the stuff that's hard there that I feel like, and my hamstrings are really tight. That's why I find it so hard. So on my last set, I'm doing seated row, which today's session just feels really, really hard. I think it's because my periods come in. I did have some food before. I had like half protein yogurt. I don't know what I had half. To be fair, I only had half left, some granola, but I don't think it was enough. It wasn't enough food, to be fair. I think that's probably why. Periods, lack of food, that's why I'm finding it hard. So I'm just trying to do a little bit better than the session before. 1 rep more, or I don't think I can go any more reps on the seated row though. I'm trying to do what I did last time, which is 10 reps. So I finished my workout and it just felt really hard. I didn't eat enough, that's why. But it felt really hard. I'm glad I got it done. I just had a banana afterwards. Banana, a bit more water, and that's kind of sorted me out. But yeah, typically I'll train 3 times a week. I'll get 1 to 2 cardios in. 10k steps or above, and that's what I'm doing, and that's usually what keeps me going. It needs to be more if I want to be in a deficit, so I need to be eating less calories. I'm tracking my food, but I'm not sticking to a calorie allowance at the moment. I'm just seeing where I'm at, and over the next few weeks I'll start bringing calories further down. So I'm bringing them down a little bit, just intuitively, but yeah, so I will keep you posted on this next cut, but at least you know what I was doing in the original one with the before and afters that are there.